Welcome back to Midwest eSports Formula 1. We are back with Season 13, Division 1, kicking it off at everyone's favorite track, midnight at Monaco.
Yes, we cannot wait to get the season underway. A lot of familiar faces returning to the grid and some familiar faces not making it back this year due to other things, like nothing happened to them. One of those being Scarenzi. Gonna just rip the Band-Aid off right as we start here. Scarenzi will not be joining us on the F1 D1 grid this season, so we wish him and Ellie all the best and hope that we see them back as soon as they can. But it's time for somebody else to shine, man. We're starting the season off in Monaco, and it is just going to be an absolute barnstormer here to start off the new season.
Ooh, it is absolutely pouring too right now. Let's find the switch to get over to the track so you can all see what is happening right now. And my leaderboard is out of order, but we have a few players to switch around. We're working on some overlays that we'll be showing during the race, so I might have to change some player names before we show all of those off, but we should have those pretty soon.
Yeah, that is all well and good. I mean, you just told me about the overlays and stuff that you're going to try and run here 5 minutes before we went live on the stream. I've known about them, but I haven't seen them. We haven't done a run in person yet. So you are getting it live as we go. We are learning on the job here today. It's going to be fun nonetheless. Mitch has my screen covered, so I can't commentate on if the cars are on track. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
We'll find you someone.
But yeah, it does
do that. I'm going to have to go through and do this manually, but then we'll be set.
No worries. Yeah, it is just absolutely pouring buckets here in Monaco. Not what you want to see to start the season in qualifying. Definitely no fastest laps are going to be set here today. And this may not be the rip-roaring race that we were expecting to kick things off, but who knows? Maybe the track will dry come race time. We will have to wait and see. We also may get a weather report in the paddock chat here, so we will let you know when we do. But right now, yeah, very, very wet out on track. We're on board now with Nikki64, a new member here in Aston Martin. Last year, Nikki was at Williams, now up with Aston Martin. So Mitch wearing that green hat, rooting for Nikki here from the broadcast booth. And we also do have the Kick Saubers out there as well. We're going to get to those very, very highlighter green cards in just a moment's time. We're on board, though, with a Visa Cash App. The first time we see a V-carb on screen, we get a little bit of a fishtail there around one of the very wet corners. A caution in Sector 3. That is commonplace here for qualifying Q1 and only here at Midwest eSports, as drivers are yielding to one another as they all try to get out on track, set their out lap, get it all prepped to set their first time of the night. I think it was a rumor. It has yet to be confirmed, but it sounds like Rolex is going to pull out. So this may be the last title as we get ready for a few seasons, at least, in Formula 1 24, the brand new video game by Codemasters. Is it still Cody's and EA Sports that are creating the game? But we may have a new sponsor that goes over top the formation lap and all of that in the archway. Switch from Rolex back to, who knows, maybe Ricard Mill, maybe Casio. I'm vamping. Mitch is entering manual stuff on screen, getting everything ready for the big race. But Nikki goes fastest with a 1.25. Puts that Aston Martin up atop the grid. First time out there, everyone else just trying to get things organized, trying to get their wheels under them as they navigate a very, very tricky Monaco circuit.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying one more thing. And then if not, it may not
You're
work
totally
this time.
fine.
There are several car number 5s on the track, according to the game. So when I added GSR Caesar's name, there were 4 GSR Caesars on the leaderboard, which would be a good way to make up for his missing teammate, but I don't think that's what we want right now.
Oh yeah, I do have some driver substitutions that I can get into here, but I do have a pop out of the chat now, so where did you go? Where did you go? There you go. Yeah, so hello, Valentine. What's up? GSR's in chat as well. Big Bob Comito down in North Carolina chiming in. Very great to see everyone back in chat. A little bit of slide there as we head down into the tunnel with the Plums, followed closely by none other than Chuck Blazin. It's now Reimer in the Red Bull, who is atop the grid in provisional pole. Just over 12 minutes remain in Q1 and only. Checking the chat here, Valentine, I'm really happy that I'm not going to be driving here tonight. This is going to be absolute carnage. No assists in the wet at Monaco during nighttime. Yeah, it's going to be a long night of safety cars. Hopefully not, but we may very well be stuck behind a yellow flag for a majority of this race. These cars are not going to have any chance to get any heat whatsoever into those tires. So it is just going to be 20 cars putzing around this ring, you know, like grandma out for a Saturday drive. Valentine is also tossed up in the leader, who he thinks we will see in the podium here today. Big slip by the Plums heading down the hill. Able to wrangle in that Haas, though, before he gets to the hairpins. Valentine saying, Caesar, race day, maybe, just maybe, Rob, if it's a good day for the winner of today's race. So if anyone else in chat wants to chime in who they think is going to be the winner, please let us know. Right now, it is Reimer, race day, and GSR Caesar starting in the top 3. Cake Thomas in the, I believe that's the V-Carb logo. Yeah, Cake Thomas in V-Carb rounding out the front 2 grid stalls. His first 4 cars in line. Those are going to be the most imperative positions to be starting this race in, as that front 4 can pretty much close out the rest of the pack as they head down into turn 1 and establish a lead early on. Again, this may be a race that is ran behind a safety car under caution due to just the downright unsafe nature of this weather. So getting that lead early on may be the only way to see an overtake and to see a potential podium spot here tonight. Got Palmer, as I ramble, goes fastest. Now in the McLaren, we have a Papaya atop the grid. Oh, just over 10 minutes to go. Reimer and Got Palmer now in an absolute slugfest for fastest lap. We're going to see which one of them can pull it out with just about 10 minutes to go in Q1 and only here in race 1 of season 13 of MidWest eSports Division 1 Formula 1 racing. First race ever in F1 24.
Yes, and I'm here now. I sent one last message asking if drivers can turn on that telemetry option just to share. We can try it with most of them. There will be a couple players, but we'll stick with one in-game for now. And you were talking about the weather at least, which looks like it's a little dicey right now here in Monaco, would you say?
You could say that.
See if that
one of my favorite sayings is like ice skating with a pair of slippers.
Yeah,
definitely what these drivers are doing right now. Those tires can displace a lot of water, but they can't generate their own heat. They kind of need some traction. There, the good look of the bright red Mercedes safety car at the front of the pit lane. We may be seeing a lot of that car here as these drivers are just not going to be able to do too much. You see pretty much everyone fishtailing around that last corner before the tunnel. Just coming downhill braking, always difficult. Add a river to that. They really, really wish they packed their paddles here before today's race.
Yeah. Does look like the rain will clear up in 5 minutes. It goes to light rain, but they're already on intermediate tires. So I imagine they'll be staying on that for qualifying.
That would definitely make sense. So we do have a new pole sitter in provisional pole. It is none other than Tim Horton. Mitch, you know him.
The Tim Horton.
Is none other than the Timothy H. Horton. No, sorry, Timothy D. Horton. The D stands for donuts, of course. And that is none other than Mackie Marquis, who is off the leaderboard right now. But a caution in Sector 1.
And race day just went through the corner at the exit of the tunnel. Lost a little bit of traction. Was on for a good lap before that.
We do have a few driver substitutions here for today's opening contest. Starting out season 13 on the best foot is Travis Scott, who will not be here. Josh Sr. taking that Ferrari spot in place of Travi. And Lancey will also be out here today for Knuckles will be the substitute in the V-Carb. Sorry, all of my screens are really dark and I couldn't read the bright blue text on a black background.
That is okay. Got a couple cautions out now. Looks like that tunnel, probably the only one of the few spots in the track where you can slow down. Callie Robb, fastest lap with a 1:29.44, taking that by about 200ths of a second off of Tim Horton.
Absolutely flying. I wonder if the track is drying out at all. Maybe with some more cars out there, they're able to get a little more grip around these corners, but it really doesn't look it. It is kind of hard to find a line on the screen right now, but they are definitely finding speed. Board now with Knuckles through Sector 1, jumping around Josh Sr., the Ferrari replacement driver, through the tunnel now on a heater. Will he have enough to move up a few positions? Currently in 17th with a 124.2. Josh Sr. looks to be a bit behind. Not going to be the lap for him as Callie Robb sets another fastest lap.
And he's going to pull over for the Aston Martin of Nicky. Just gained a second as he's going to cross the finish line. Up into 8th.
Seems like a pretty good time to stop and hang out and let someone pass as soon as you hit the fastest lap of the day.
Yeah. Got to pull over somewhere, right? There has to be a little safety zone.
Got Palmer getting another quick lap. It's 120.267, I believe. You know, and it really is anyone's guess as to whether or not the top dogs in this race will continue their dominance through the rest of the season. You know, one-off race is a one-off race, but we'll see what the trends look like next week after race number 2, see if anybody sticks. Right now, definitely looking like a fight between Callie Robb, Gott Palmer, Reimer, GSR, Caesar, Tim Horton himself. There are a lot of names that could be strong contenders here this season, as Scott sliding that car like he is playing for the Stanley Cup instead of a Constructors' Championship. How did he make it through there unscathed?
Yeah, I think he tapped the wall with his wheel. Tapped the wall with his wheel, but still takes the fastest lap. by almost a second. The track has to be driving up a bit, and massive slide. Putting a little steez on that exit.
I thought you were going to say something else. Put a little something on it. Hello, fellow internet peoples. It's the ghost.
Who's the ghost?
The ghost of Mitch's basement, creaking the door. As we approach the 3-minute mark here of Q1 and only, it is Mackie Marquis up atop the grid in provisional pole in the Alpine, followed by Reimer's Red Bull and the Papaya, the McLaren of Gott Palmer. That is 1, 2, 3 here for qualifying as it stands. Place sitters 2 and 3, both in the pits right now. A couple drivers on their out laps and a couple that are out there trying to set pace. One of those, GSR Caesar, who was a contender in the last 2 seasons, and a few more beyond that. But Valentine also had GSR Caesar up there as one of the potential winners of today's race. If the track is in fact drying up and Caesar can get a fast enough time, there he goes up into second place. It's anyone's game. Yeah, my screen is all over the place, so I did miss the wall smack. It's just jumpy.
A little bit of a slide. Just sending who I'm missing, I think.
Call him out on the stream.
I would if it didn't say player. No, it looks like most of them. We can run. Is your internet going slow now?
No, my internet's perfect.
Let me check mine.
Arguably the best that it's ever been.
Oh, we're good. Sometimes parts like, oh!
I don't know what.
Fire up Flo's car just exploded. You saw that, it sounds like. Or were you just reacting to me?
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely saw that one. The Williams kind of just hitting the self-destruct button there. Fire up Flo taking a massive blow there at the end of qualifying. But still, with a decent enough time, may not lose too many positions. Have to keep an eye on where the Williams finishes for the race. That does not mean that the second Williams is out of today's contest. They will rejoin us for the actual race. Houdini bowing out in the Kick Sauber, one of those bright green cars that we have yet to see out on track. Bowing out. That it seems kind of, routine for Houdini. Or am I thinking of another driver? Last season, I feel like there was one driver who would always load in for quali and then just sit for the entire 15-minute session.
Yeah, I don't remember who. I know one time they were serving penalties too. They just had to sit there.
Yeah, true.
Kelly Robb looks like, did someone just bail off the track there? I think so. He just went right to the runway. Race day. Gonna have a chance to improve in his time. Got any weeb? Pretty far back at this point. He is gonna stay in fourth. Kelly Robb sticking pretty close to his original time. And Tim Horton's already crossed the finish line. Caesar jumps up with a 1:18.4. It's a great shot at pole. Race day will be the only one that can improve, I think, enough. Not that I'm going to count Kelly Robb out, though, in these final corners, because that's where Max makes up all of his time, so any driver can if you're gutsy enough.
Is there any way for you to lower the bandwidth setting on your end of Parsec?
Give me a second.
So I'm definitely on good Wi-Fi. asking for an Ethernet now. And I don't have that kind of ability. Thanks a lot, MacBook.
I'll do that and see what happens.
Okay.
Is it? Can you still at least see it right now?
It just, yeah, just turns to potato. Just.
I changed it to like 5 from 10, so prayers for you.
Oh yeah, it's definitely visible. It's noticeable.
But it's working now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just make the screen a bit bigger. It's all good.
There you go.
Beautiful. Well, there you have it. GSR Caesar, like Valentine predicted, will start midnight in Monaco from pole position in that brand new Mercedes, followed by race day's Red Bull, Reimer's Red Bull, Callie Rob's Ferrari. That is going to be our front 2 rows here in Monaco. Take a look there at the driver lineups. We are going to hopefully review that during the intro session here in just a few seconds. We have a brand new introduction for you coming up for season 13. It's MidWest eSports F1 D1 on Nick and Mitch. Ladies and gentlemen, racing fans across the globe, welcome back to MidWest eSports Formula One Division 1 right here on Nick and Mitch. Season 13 is ready to get underway in the most illustrious way possible under all of the lights here in Monaco. It's a new game with new teams and new driver pairings. The slate has been wiped clean and it's time to get to work. The 2.07-mile circuit to Monaco is one of the most iconic sporting venues in the world. 19 tricky turns demanding light footwork and pulse-pounding precision. With some of the season's tightest hairpins, unwavering walls, and just one precious DRS zone, tonight's battle will be a white-knuckle ride until the very end. Cool head and blistering focus through this concrete canyon will bring one driver to glory, dancing in the moonlight in just a few laps' time. The track is the same this year, but these teams are anything but. Mitch has our Season 13 driver pairings as we get ready for our first contest in F1 24.
And these are the official drivers for Season 13. We do have substitutions that won't show on the screen right now, but Red Bull is now run by Race Day and Reimer. Got Palmer and Chuck Blazin. The brothers stay together, but they've shifted over to Nick's favorite McLaren. Callie Robb and Travis Scott are sitting in Ferrari, while Caesar and Edwin remain at Mercedes. Sui now controls Aston Martin with Renzi's retirement and is joined by Nikki64. Alpine has Mackie Marquis and Sharia Coleslaw. Haas with the Plums, Gunner, Addy 77. Williams has Fire Up Flow and Got Any Weed. We have Stake joining the lineup. Stake kicked Sauber F1 team with Final Flame and Houdini. And finally, Visa Cash App RB Formula One team has Cake Thomas and Lancy.
That is an absolute mouthful of marbles there at the very end. These new teams trying to make it hard on everybody. But hey, Midnight Monaco sets the stage for another electrifying season of racing. Lights Out is next. This is MidWest eSports Formula One Division 1 on Nick and Mitch. And we join the drivers on the track during their formation lap. GSR Caesar in the Mercedes will start season 13 from pole position in Monaco, followed by both teammates at Red Bull, Race Day and Reimer. They're definitely going to try and make a bite at the Mercedes down the stretch into turn 1. Maybe one of their best options, best opportunities for a team strategy double stack first and second place here early on in the race.
Yes, and turning my microphone so I can look at the correct screen while we do that. We can look at tonight's weather. as all these load in and load back. Looks like it's going to be clear for the next 15 minutes, I imagine, for most of the race at this point, which is good news after that qualifying. I think the only thing worse than doing Monaco at night was Monaco at night in pouring rain.
The wet, yeah, it's absolutely awful. Very happy that the weather decided to take a turn for the better. I love these brand new camera angles here in F124 as well. We had an awesome shot of the fishbowl early on with all of the yachts out in the harbor. We're just getting served some wonderful, wonderful angles. So thank you very much to our team of camera ops trackside for keeping it spicy. As GSR Caesar gets as much heat into those tires as possible, locking up the brakes a little bit here on the entrance into the formation.
Looks like we have a mix of about half soft, half medium tires. Leaders going on mediums, which here in Monaco, there's not going to be a lot of lead changes. So if you can ride those mediums out, they're going to hope that everyone has to hit on softs and they can outlast it. But I think here we go, Nick.
Definitely not a boxing match in front of us. We are seeing the first game of chess of the 13th season of running here in MidWest Formula One Division 1. We are on our way. It's midnight Monaco, and both of the Red Bulls bully the Mercedes into turn 1. We have warning penalties flying all over the track as it is an absolute cluster heading up the hill. Car parts flying towards the fans for some free giveaways here as we barely make it through the first sector of the first lap of the season. The Mercedes now sitting in third as, again, he was bullied out by both Red Bulls off the jump, just getting a better jump on the light.
Yeah, and I did see they turned ghosting on for this race, so if there are some collisions, it's not going to back up the entire path. The cars will go ghosted, so you can at least drive through them, which we saw there. Houdini picks up a warning as well on his first lap around the track. Now we're getting into the first sector 3. Look at all of that smoke building up.
Tons of locks down into the basin. Seeing a lot of corner cutting penalties as we head through the chicanes for the first time tonight. They're going to have to clean that up because they need to do it 38 more times before they can make it through. But as the pack stretches out, it should get a little easier. It looks like the Plums just got a 10-second penalty. Yeah, that's correct, and I missed what the reason was.
In the pit lane. Yes.
I hate to see it.
Yep. I think both of them were popping up, both the game and the one we had, and then a third thing popped up as well. Yes, speeding in pit lane, not great. I want to see if there were any position changes. Reimer jumped up 2, so he swapped with Caesar, I think, with that little bit of collision. So now this is perfect for Red Bulls. They sit 1-2, lapping around Monaco. Other than that, Cake Thomas had a good jump in Final Flame.
It is going to come down to pit strategy, much like Silverstone in real life last week when McLaren ran into that issue of, do we double stack our drivers for a tire change right now, or do we leave one of them out? So you may see Red Bull running through some of the same thought processes here tonight, but only time will tell, as it looks like both drivers racing pretty hard here in lap 2 for the top spot. No one has conceded, and it doesn't look like teammates have settled just yet, but that is to be expected. Race day setting fastest lap behind Reimer here as we head into lap 3. This warning system is sick.
This is honestly a good time to test out the data because there won't be a lot of like crazy action. Cars won't be like constantly changing. Yeah. So we can actually pull up the race day data with the driver ahead. He's chasing Reimer.
Look at this.
First. That's not what am I looking at?
Look at this! I want cycles of things that it can pop up to. Oh. It's incredible.
This.
End of this season, it's just going to be.
There we go.
It's beautiful. Oh, folks. Oh, look at this.
So this is looking at
Reimer
race day, the driver ahead, the driver behind.
I see. Scarenzi is not in the season this year. In the grid. No Scarenzi. Race day setting yet another fastest lap. Reimer and Race Day both setting back-to-back fastest laps. These guys are in a world of their own right now as they are basically bump drafting each other through the entire race, getting as much space between them and that Mercedes as possible. Drivers on track. You may be wondering who is not here. If you were trying to do that math in your head, it is GSR Edwin who could not join us for tonight's contest, but hopefully you're watching the race on your phone from wherever you wound up. We hope to see you back next week.
Well, it seems to be chaos in the start of a brand new season. The last minute, people not being able to make it. I think after being off for a few weeks, you get into the flow of not being there. And then all of a sudden, it's race time.
2 weeks was just enough.
Yeah.
2 weeks was just enough for you to forget what your routine was. It really is. What is it? You start a routine after 14 days or something like that?
I think so. I thought it was a week or 2 weeks. That sounds right.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's the perfect amount of time to get it out of your cycle, and then you'll bring it right back in. But here we are. Same players, same time, same place. Right here on Nick and Mitch. Thank you for having us once again. MidWest eSports Racing. Always love covering the action here for these phenomenal drivers. Again, no assists here. They are driving these cars fully manual, and we have our first yellow flag of the night. We are track clear, green flag. Back to racing. Again, these screen notifications are amazing.
Are you ready for this
next thing?
Had a
flashing yellow back to green in a minute. No, I'm not. Oh, there it is.
Turning the halo on for you.
There we go. Live Halo telemetry, folks. Absolutely mad. God Palmer goes fastest in the McLaren, back in 4th place. We're on board now with GSR Caesar. He looks to maybe try and set a fastest lap of his own to secure just one more point, if at all possible.
All right. This Streamlab is breathing up hard here.
Uh-oh. Not good. Are we doing too much now?
No,
Remember
I think...
when we said that we've never tried this?
No, it's definitely not that. It is... I was having this issue earlier, too. So, we'll have to periodically check the other live chat.
Oh, careful. It's all good. I can pull it up on my phone.
I know you're saying, like, the volume with the intro I needed to tweak a little bit, but I can't scroll on anything, so we can't change it.
Oh, was it a little wonky today?
Yeah. I think the All of the Lights is a little too loud. Cali Rob.
Oh, it was a good intro.
Or Tim Horton looks like going into the pits. Ooh, my controller is vibrating when I watch him go into the pits. That was weird.
Whoa.
I felt that pit change.
That'll wake you up. Little controller vibrating in your lap there. Good morning.
Like a 2.2 second stop for him. It looks like Tim Horton put on hard tires, so he is going... He stopped now, and that might be it for him. Might be a little gutsy, but hard tires, this says 26 laps. And that's the 50% wear, so if he wants to ride those further, he could definitely finish out the race. 50% is when you're starting to consider, like, you're starting to lose advantage, but here at Monaco, it's not going to matter if he can get to the front as people are doing the pit stop or get closer to the front. his loss on time as those tires age out is not going to matter as much because it would be very hard to pass him.
Looks like our top 4 drivers are pretty close to DRS, all of them. We might get a pretty good DRS train if GSR Caesar can close that gap in the next few laps. Scott Palmer definitely going to try and make a move if possible here as they make their way down through Sector 3 into the one and only DRS zone down the finish straight. Reimer still setting pace, getting a corner cutting penalty though, or warning, sorry, there down in the chicanes in the bottom of the basin. I love how it counts the warnings too on screen. This is amazing.
Yeah, that helps a ton.
We really need to just work in a thanks to the guy who designed this.
Yeah, I'll get that. I think it's Racer
Comito.
Ray made all of this available through SimHub. It's been working on these graphics, so pulling all of the real live stream graphics like the one we have down below with the battle for first place. Race day is currently slower, so we don't expect him to be able to overtake just yet, but DRS could change that. I feel like that's just going to motivate race day more, seeing race day is slower on the screen.
Is slower, right? I
That
can
is
hear
very
him
definitive.
fuming right now. It is not kind. Racer Ray was just trying to be as analytical as possible.
I did want to see the ahead behind, the one at least to Reimer. Now I gotta think of how to read these graphics. It's too late to try and do that.
Yeah. Does that mean that looks like...
Does that mean race
Yeah,
day is
Reimer
faster
and then
in sector
player.
2 and 3? Oh, we have a
Possibly the
virtual
player
safety car out.
3 is GSR Caesar.
Or if it was
Yeah,
Josh.
Josh
Caesar.
Senior, the Ferrari, out of the race. Josh Senior, the replacement driver for Ferrari. In paddock chat says, damn it.
That'd do
Assuming
it.
that was self-error, not entirely sure what happened. Unfortunately, we were not on Josh at the moment of impact. Doesn't look like any other drivers are experiencing issues. They are, however, heading into the pits to get that, what could be the only pit stop they need for today's race to complete that requirement. Carry on. It'll be interesting to see once we are back to green flag. Track is clear, back to racing. In a minute, let's take a look at the tire compound, see what everybody went with. See if Mackie Marquis got the jump on the rest of the pack with a hard compound. Looks like he did.
We'll see. Doesn't look like one of the Red Bulls is going in race day. Let's check out how he fares in here.
Kind of slow stop there for race day at 2.6.
I'm wondering, Reimer, is he going to go next? Are they planning that far ahead where one going then the other? You definitely don't want to double stack here in Monaco. That would just be game over.
Absolute death sentence.
How much of a gap does he have? He's the 3 up on Caesar. Caesar probably has to stop this one. Yes. It looks like
Looks like he crashed after the tunnel. Josh Senior. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was looking that with all the drivers that haven't stopped, Reimer has about a 20-second gap to race day his teammate, and then the rest behind him. So these first 4 have to stop. I want to say that Callie, Rob, and Nikki will probably lose a position or 2 once they stop.
We'll see if Reimer does head into the pits. Not this lap. Reimer's still feeling good out there in the lead. Gonna try and maintain for a few more. Also helps the GSR Caesar has the black and white. That is a time penalty on his end, on his race result there. So adding to that 3, almost 4 second interval between first and second.
I think Tim Horton picked up his 5th corner cutting penalty.
True. Chuck Blazin within DRS zone down in 11th as Kate Thomas gets past Got Any Weave for 8th place there.
It looks like Haas is having a bit of trouble there. Both of them.
Yeah, sure does. He had a few yellow flags.
Oh, I think they're both being lapped. So I believe they're trying to flag. Yeah. So, and that's why their car's ghosting too, is that they're going slow enough that it'll ghost them while they let other drivers through.
Not sure what overall lap times look like for Reimer, but he is still holding decent interval to GSR Caesar. He's going to start losing some traction in those tires here pretty soon. We have a 10-second penalty for someone speeding in the pit lane.
And a fastest lap by race day.
Tim Horton, Mackie Marquis is out of this race in the Alpine. Was that the final penalty of the day? Did he penalty out of the race? What?
Maybe with the DNF.
Oh shoot, Valentine, thank you very much. Valentine, we need to have you in the booth because, oh, it says left session, so we may have had disconnection there from screen. Reimer or Valentine saying race day has already taken 3 seconds out of Reimer's gap. So Reimer is definitely losing time, but so is the top 4. The entire pack up there is losing time until they head into the pits like Scott Palmer just did. Race day, though, trying to make up that precious time, back in 6th now, trying to get back onto the podium. Mackie Marquis claiming it is an undrivable game in the paddock chat. That's just what came through the radio here on our end. Seems like Mackie was having some issues with the car, and Kate Thomas is also out of this race. V-Carb DNF as well. We are dropping drivers left and right with no real safety cars. Drivers are just noping out. What is happening? Kate Thomas in paddock chat. Sorry about that, mate. Talking to Got Any Weave. My FFB shut off and my sensitivity.
Stewie just retired.
Shut off my wheel. And I rejoined and my throttle didn't work. So everyone's having issues in the game right now, and it seems like it may not be the game's fault. We have some mechanical issues. We have some software issues. The wheels are coming off. We're not even at the halfway point here in Monaco through the first race in F124. And we now have 4 drivers that have DNF'd from today's session. Only one of them, it looks like, was a genuine crash out of the race.
I'm going to try something real quick here. Just trying to wake up my Streamlabs.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like, what's happening? Race day now up into 4th place. That Red Bull is on a tear. Forgot Palmer. I think he headed in for a pit stop, tire change. Reimer, 2nd corner cutting penalty of the day. Try and keep those down to a minimum, of course. We do have cautions, bouncing back and forth. There we go. That's a brand new overlook.
Yeah, I was just seeing.
And you can see Reimer through the end of Sector 3 there, just squirreling all over track. Squirrely bits all through Sector 3. This Red Bull needs to head into pits soon, or he is really going to hurt his chances of lifting the trophy here tonight.
And look, Nicky, 14 laps on the soft tires.
Yeah, I don't know how. Still in 5th.
Yeah, I was wondering if
You can see
Reimer and Callie Robb are holding out to try and put soft tires on. Maybe, but I think that gap's going to
seems like it at this point. Yeah, there's no way that Reimer will be able to keep this pace on mediums as it looks right now. Let's see through this section. Downhill braking into a very tight left-hander. Will he be able to keep it on track? He will for now. Definitely, at the sake of losing precious milliseconds here.
Yeah,
on track. Final Flame AK now setting.
I was going to say, I wonder if Tim Horton did the NFL because 6 penalties he picked up. Looks like 2 or
that might have been
corner cutting because he had 6 seconds, but I know he had some speed in the pit lanes.
Yeah, that very well might have been just absolutely wild. Sui radio call coming in from another DNF driver. Swee saying, gave myself rear wing damage from spinning. The car was undrivable after that. So you're out of the race, but I promise I will pronounce your name properly through the entire season. Swee.
That was good.
Yeah. I'm really trying to hit it home this year.
I think Valentine was trying to remember the name of that corner, so I was pulling this one up. I just missed it. But we also have the
gosh, look at
corner naming feature.
This is Sky Sports. Oh my God! Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is unreal.
Ooh, that was a bit slower. 3.1. Caesar fits as well.
There goes Caesar. Both of them heading in. That's going to be crucial for
jumps at the first
there.
He is off from his teammate. Look at that. It's going to be 4.5 seconds ahead of his teammate.
4.5, just tearing through.
Race day
as he approaches.
He got some good open track when he got on those hard tires and was able to quickly make up some time as Reimer was slipping away with slower lap times.
As race day approaches the halfway point of this race. Race day going to have to play it smart here through the back half of the race. As history has shown, race day kind of, I don't want to say anything to jinx it. You've known this series, you know what I'm about to say. I'm stopping right there. We'll see what race day can do here in Monaco under the lights. All of the lights. It was a great intro.
Yeah, I think we used that last time we did Monaco at night, and it just fits so well.
It really does. Plums racking up 3 corner cutting penalties, warnings in the last lap and a half. I wonder if that is due to the tire compound or just, some difficult driving maneuvers there. But the Plums definitely getting close to that six penalty limit. Maybe we'll see if we can test that hypothesis that Tim Horton went to the pits retired due to 6 penalties. I know that they retired in the pits from Valentine's insight, but I wasn't sure if that was actually because of penalties directly. Well, there it is. We have surpassed the halfway point of the Circuit de Monaco, Season 13, race number 1. We're halfway through, and it is still both of the Red Bulls in front of the pack. Scott Palmer putting space between him and the Mercedes GR Caesar. He now looks to hold down third place for the rest of this contest. Cali Robb, GSR Caesar, and Nike 6-4 pretty back from the front 3. And even at that, race day, whopping 5+ seconds away from second place. Just pulled away like Secretariat at the Belmont Stakes. 1973. Google that.
I'm not doing anything on this computer right now. It's going to shut down. The chat came back and I'm scared.
Oh my gosh, it is. Secretariat, Belmont Stakes, 1973. Boom! Someone take me to a trivia night. I'm ready. He won the race by like 24 horse lengths. Just kind of what race day is doing right now.
Yeah. It's like 5. Gained some time actually on his teammate, so he's 5.3 seconds up. It's going even faster. Oh, it doesn't look like it shows race day's last lap.
Ooh, down to final flame, 11th place.
Getting close to overtaken.
He sure is. Look at this on Knuckles and the V-Carb as he heads up the hill. He is right there within a tenth. What can Final Flame do to get past this Visa Red Bull? There is no room to do anything here in Monaco. Tries the inside, but does not have enough. Trying around the hairpin. He can't get it just yet. It is time. Definitely has pace. Just a matter of safely performing this maneuver. You can see him in the rear view mirrors of the V-Carb. Final Flame do anything down the stretch. Tries inside here into the chicane. Bumps the V-Carb off the track. Do we see a penalty for that? Looks like clean racing. No one relinquished anything.
He is looking for every opportunity to squeak by Knuckles on the track. Knuckles does have a penalty too, so I mean, at some point you don't want to fight.
DRS. DRS down the stretch into turn 1. Final Flame cuts it close, keeps his 2 wheels in bounds, and just sneaks past the V-Carb of Knuckles, the replacement driver here tonight for Lancy. A wonderful move, wonderful lap by Final Flame. Super aggressive. Hopefully that didn't have too much wear on the tires, but I'm not sure he cares. He is now up into 10th on relatively fresh medium tires.
Yeah, and he is fresher than the 2 drivers ahead of him too, so we might see him making more moves on the Williams in a moment. Scott Palmer is now getting closer to Reimer. And we see another overtake here at Monaco.
He's knocking on Reimer's door. Can we get a papaya in between this Red Bull stack? Can we make a Red Bull sandwich out of this papaya? That's what I'm doing.
He does have 3 seconds
pulling
away.
Yeah, he does. He can still cause a little bit of chaos just by getting up there, though. Absolutely. Never hurts. Never hurts.
Oh, do I finally have sound control back? I'm turning it up.
Wait, what was that?
Apparently my volume. Although it seemed pretty close to the top.
Check.
You were fine. Mom specifically said you were too loud.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
sorry. I regret nothing. I get a message from Katie every once in a while, like, you realize you're streaming and it's 11:15, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're not watching the race. You're clearly not watching this action right now. We have a flashing caution through Sector 2. Doesn't look like much. We have blue flags for the Haas once again. Gunner now a minute down from the rest of the pack. So both these Haas having some issues here in today's race. Again, not sure if that was set up, not sure if that was bad luck or what have you. But an unfortunate start of the season for both of the Haas drivers, as that whole team is now down in 14th and 15th.
And Final Flame looking to take another driver close to the casino.
This just absolutely ripping through this pack. And this very, very hard to miss kick Sauber. Final Flame making it look easy as he gets right up on the butt of Fire Up Flow. A little bit of bump draft there as we head down the hill into the tunnel. Can he make an overtake here, heading down into the chicane like he tried on Pinnacles a few laps ago? Late braking to the inside. He's not going to try it here. Not enough for him to make a move now, but he may have it. Definitely will during DRS. Has to keep it clean here through the remainder of Sector 3, and he will. Final Flame is on mission right now. Plum's now up to 5 warnings for corner cutting. Final Flame has DRS, looks to overtake the Williams in the last stretch of DRS. Can he do it into turn 1? We've seen it once, we've seen it twice. Final Flame now up into 9th place. Same move, same corner, same. It was the same.
But the only spot that you can do it on the track, unless another driver slips up and cuts a corner. Man, now he's going to have
the third at least.
With one more driver, he can get up to God any lead.
He can make it. He's already starting to shave some time. Looks like he did have another overtake in the same exact spot on Sharia.
Yeah.
Back in 12th in the Alpine. So, yeah, it has just been, serial overtakes here from Final Flame. He's found it. He's going to keep rocking it. We'll see as he is closing quickly on God Any Weeb up there. Already at just, he's made up half a second in a sector. So we should be seeing this here pretty soon. To take it back, he's now fighting to overtake Chuck Blazin, who, nope, sorry, never mind. God Any Weeb, Chuck Blazin heads to the pits.
Yeah. Into the pits, coming out of the pits, but yeah, Final Flame has gone from 15th to 8th in this race. And he's still going.
That is solid, to say the least. I wish, is that Racing Ray Racing?
Something.
Oh, the software guy?
Yeah.
I really wish he had a vote for your favorite driver option. We can post a driver vote as well. Yeah. Mine would definitely be going. To Final Flame here tonight. This performance,
just based on the driver that has the best increase in the race score from start of 15th to 8th. Put those top 3 drivers. Pop that into your YouTube poll.
Oh,
season 15. I'll give realistic timeline.
Unleash a monster. Mitch sent me this. He's like, "You're not ready. I found something." Oh God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it so much. How did we ever call a race before this? How did we call ourselves streamers before we had this kit?
I'm surprised it took so long. I was searching. I've searched every combination I could possibly think of for this, like broadcaster overlay, whatever. And then I was searching something different, and this was the second result. And my jaw dropped because that's exactly what we were looking for. I don't even have it on the screen, but I have a whole control panel on a tablet that shows all of these options that I can turn on or off too, like a dashboard.
Yeah, you should show it on the outro when we get back to face cam. Definitely the intro of race 2.
Yeah.
Just so we have it in quality for posterity. It's immaculate. Chuck Blazin now under half a second to fire up Flo, looking to get a spot back up into 9th. Can Chuck make these moves? We'll see what happens, as he definitely earns DRS here on the straight. Chuck Blazin, the second Papaya driver out on track right now, has got Palmer holding a pretty firm spot on 3rd as it stands. Looking for 2nd, as he is also under 1 second to Reimer. Continues to be a little bug in Reimer's rear view mirrors. Chuck Blazin, though, putting on pressure here for the Williams as Fire Up locks up heading into the hairpin.
That one is so scary because it's such a slow, winding corner that, I don't know, a lot of times the driver in front of you has to slow down a bit more than you expect. So when you're tailing so close, you can instantly jam up the car, but they did a great job there. So Chuck Blazin did pick up a 3-second time penalty, though, for corner cutting there. Now he's going to go past Fire Up Flo.
There's no giving back positions here. They assigned the time penalty, and Chuck is saying, see ya, trying to make up as much gap as he can to the car behind him to negate that 3-second penalty.
Almost missed Final Flame
trying once again. Our apologies. I don't even need to call this because I've already done it twice. Final Flame right up on the wing of Got Any Weed. Less than a second, almost half a second as they enter the tunnel. Final Flame does not have the juice just yet, but he's been here before. He knows where it's going to happen. So he just needs to try and stay within reach. But it does look like this interval is a bit wider than the other 2 that we have seen on camera so far. Not sure about the Sharia overtake. Will Final Flame have enough gumption from 3/10 back, now 4-ish back, as DRS is open? We see it on the halo. Here comes Final Flame on the inside. Will he be able to get the second? Williams up the hill. He's trying. He's midway. Looking like Sergio Perez on the squeeze. He gets by in Sector 1. It's Final Flame getting past the Williams, but it's not without a bit of tire contact at the last bit up the Castle Hill as they head into Casino. What a wonderful, wonderful combination by Final Flame there. Up into 7th goes the Tig Sauber.
Just immaculate racing for him. Aggressive, but he's getting the job done, going all the way up into 7th position.
Driving like bat out of hell. What took over in Final Flame? This is not the Alfa Romeo that we are used to seeing. This is an absolute machine. I'm a big fan. You know, this is my fiance's favorite car on the field this year is the Kick Sauber, just by the livery alone. So take that for what it's worth.
I mean, it pops that on track.
Sure does.
Well, now he has a 21-second gap to Nicky, so we might see him getting close by the last laps of this race. Looks like Chuck Blazin is still taken in with this battle.
Chuck Blazin holding firm. Got Palmer, his teammate, also holding firm under a second, but not able to do much more beyond that. So both of those McLarens are going to kind of just maintain course, see what the rest of the race brings them to capitalize on any egregious mistakes. Chuck Blazin trying to catch some down in the basin. It was close, but no payday yet.
He would also have to make up, I think, 3 seconds
Yeah, he sure would.
after that to wipe that penalty. Ooh, might not matter. He just hit the wall and is missing a decent chunk on that wing.
Yeah, he sure is. He kind of gave it a little trim off the side there. For the sideburns for old Chuck Blazin, he's going to need to head into the pits once this lap is finished. We'll see. Hopefully that debris doesn't cause any other issues. Doesn't look like it. He would have gotten a yellow or a virtual safety car by now, but McLaren definitely going to lose some time here. He's going to head back into the pits to get a new front wing put on.
I think it's going to drop him down into
Not great.
11th. Both Fire Up and Knuckles will jump over him. We'll still have some decent
he'll be able
time towards Coleslaw, but that'll depend on how long the wing. Yeah, it'll depend on how long the wing takes. I think he would have plenty of time because he's 45 seconds up on tree at Coleslaw. I think the wing usually takes 7 seconds. We'll find out.
Okay.
Or will we? That's not the pit lane. He doesn't need the wing.
That's no. He doesn't need it. He said, "I'm all right." I don't know
Monaco
what you're
is
talking about.
No downforce track.
I mean, I have definitely missed the pit lane here in Monaco many times. So maybe it was just that. Maybe he genuinely is not experiencing that much difference in the drag car. Who knows?
I forgot that we had
All I
this
know is
graphic too.
oh,
So it's a high
Look at that.
downforce track. So maybe he does need the wing. But no
head in
downforce
there.
residual.
Oh, that's awesome for formation lap. Be a great graphic for formation.
Yeah, you get time.
59% full throttle. Yeah. Oh, that is
That was one of my favorites, and I forgot about it.
you have too many buttons.
Really, I think there's like 20 on there.
That's insane. Race Day making his way through the pack. I mean, he's already caught up to Chuck Blazing in 9th. So Race Day, he rejoined, got Palmer in 3rd. Blue flag the other half of the grid.
Pretty much, yeah. He does have a 3-second penalty, so Reimer still could win this if he can get into that gap in the final few laps.
4 to go here. Yeah, Reimer definitely in prime position. Maintain course and clean up with half a second, which does seem doable. Let's take a look at tire life. See what we're working with. I believe Race Day the first one to head in. He was. So 24 laps on those hards. Reimer does have the advantage there.
Not quite over it. Cali Rob, 1 lap soft tires. Can he chew 5 seconds per lap off of the time to catch up to Caesar? He's definitely going for a fastest lap attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. See, he definitely has the interval to do so. Wide open running for the Ferrari.
He does have fastest sector 1. He does have fastest sector 2.
Let's jump on board if we can. Take a look at Cali Rob. He comes through sector 3. Looks clean. Those grippy softs. Cali Rob will take the fastest lap of the race. That's a 1:10.165. I don't need to repeat it. Even I can see that bright hot pink at the top of the screen. Blistering lap from the Ferrari.
Love to see that on the first full lap on soft tires. He's able to do it. Got Palmer picks up another 3 second, I want to say. Ooh, that graphic
Yep,
got a little
yep.
juicy.
It was 3 seconds.
Check out that. It compares it to the fastest lap of the race, though.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, the game showed you right there. Just not enough. Fastest sector 3 of the day, but just not enough to beat Callie Robb's soft tire jubilee that we just witnessed. Reimer now under the 3-second mark to race day. He needs to keep it clean for 2 more laps, and he could be looking at the first place finish here. A technical first place finish here, but first place finish nonetheless. I mean, regardless, both Red Bull drivers are going to presumably be finishing this race P1 and 2. It's going to be big points for Red Bull regardless of which driver hoists which colored trophy. That was a definite corner cut there by Reimer, but I guess we'll just let that go.
Ooh, race day picks
Race day gets his 5th.
You can check on the warnings here.
Reimer almost had a date with that wall as he reined in the back tires at the very last minute. 2 laps to go here in Monaco. It's the midnight running in Monaco to kick off season 13 of MidWest eSports Formula One Division 1. All that being brought to you right here live on Nick and Mitch. Reimer needs to get that time under the 3-second mark as he just has, and he needs to hold it there. It's the most important part. You're not going to have DRS to help him. He just needs a clean line, and as we saw from Reimer earlier in the day, having a bit of trouble reining in that rear end of the car. So maybe a setup issue, maybe a tire deg issue, but race day also running almost 10 laps longer on his set of hard tires than his teammates. So not sure what the issue is with Reimer, but these high-speed corners are proving just to be a little bit tricky, as we see right there. Huge snaps from the Red Bull as he's gaining on a lap kick Sauber, but it doesn't matter. He's not racing the green car. He's racing the driver in front of him. He's definitely under the 3-second gap as it stands, but if he keeps pushing like this, he may not see the finish line as we enter the final lap of tonight's race.
I don't know, he might be able to get all the way up into first place.
Honestly, he is pushing aggressively. The Plums getting their 9th penalty on the day. Definitely not why the game didn't kick Mackey. Maybe Mackey just kicked Mackey after 6. Reimer under 1 second to race day now. Can he close this as he gets through sector 3? You can see his teammate, he does have DRS, and he will have it across the line. Under half a second now is Reimer. Can Reimer get ahead of race day? He can win this technically, of course, but can he win it physically as well? They approach the final corners. Here we go through 19. DRS activated to the line. It's Reimer and race day. 1-2. Race day will hold on, but it is Reimer who will get the checkered flag as his teammate serves a 3-second penalty on the completion of the race. It's a Red Bull 1-2 and a God Palmer in a McLaren in a 3rd. That was a call, eh?
Yeah, and that was pretty much from the start of the race. Caesar slipped down a few spots. He was up on top, and that allowed Red Bull to claim the 1-2 and keep it for essentially the entire race, except for the pit stops.
Yeah, commanding race by Red Bull. I mean, GSR starting off in pole position and then immediately boxed out by both Raging Bulls as they just bullied him into turn 1, and that was all they wrote from there on out. Does look like I believe Callie Robb retained fastest lap there. I think we just got a recap on screen, but I wasn't 100% sure. race day saying the track limits were BS from the game, 3 seconds, because I went 2 inches off 3 times. What a shame. The game did get one thing right, though, giving Final Flame AK the driver of the day. What a phenomenal showing from the kick driver. Was able to, make it up 8 or 9, maybe 10 positions through today's race. What a commanding drive from the kick driver. We'll definitely be seeing him succeed throughout the rest of the season. I'm excited to see a track that favors him and his driving style a little more than Monaco.
Yeah, I think he came up from 15th to 7th in that race. Obviously, several DNFs helped along that way. I think we had 4 throughout the race.
Yeah, four DNFs. Which, again, just egregious. So many DNFs. It was one after another, too.
Yeah. But yes, Kelly Robb did retain that fastest lap of 1:10.165. I believe that is an entire second faster than Final Flame's previous fastest lap. Yeah, but he did put soft tires on, so that makes the difference.
Absolutely. No, that was a wonderful drive from everyone up in the top there, including some in the middle of the pack. Some drivers need improvement. Haas just needs a better stroke of luck next time. But there is a lot to look forward to in Season 13 here for Midwest F1 D1 action. Again, no Scarenzi this year, but from what we just saw, we don't need Scarenzi to make it an exciting race. I mean, this is going to be a phenomenal season. We have a lot of returning names, a lot of new names as well. This is just going to be so much fun to get into. I cannot wait to see a track that allows these drivers to breathe just at all.
Yeah, where are we going next? It's a new season, so I will pull it up.
Next.
Hungary, because the real life race, and then Belgium. That's going to be a fun back-to-back. I think we're not here for Belgium, though. We miss Spa this time around.
Yeah, I feel like we missed Spa last year as well.
I think we miss it a lot.
We always miss Spa.
Yeah.
And it is one of our favorite tracks. So, I mean, it's everyone's favorite track. But, yeah, we're going to miss Belgium again. So, sorry about that. But next week, July 18th, same place, same time, we will be back for race number 2 on the season, covering Division 1 yet again from Hungary. Not much to recap other than it was a great running of all the cars. Not too much action. I was really surprised that we didn't see one actual safety car. We had a virtual safety car for a moment, but we had a few cars throwing some souvenirs, and racing resumed as normal. So, little more on the track limit side, little less on the debris collection side. We'll see what F124 brings, but it looks like it's going to be bringing some pretty tough racing.
Yeah, and I do want to thank, I looked it up, Racer Ray Sim Racing was the Discord, where he's making all of these graphics, and this is the control board that I have with all of the different sections. So I think this left side's all like track information, and then we have leaderboards and driver that we can switch like the display. So a couple buttons on here. It also tells me like the track name, the time, the laps, and all of that, and then the driver that we're currently watching in the bottom right.
I can't wait to see you have this like Futurama, like Leela and Futurama. You're gonna have it strapped to your wrist like a quarterback in the NFL.
Just flipping through.
Not even looking. Just
maybe by next week.
Oh, I downloaded a haptics software that's gonna give me a different vibration for every button, so I know exactly what I'm pressing at any given time. Oh, I joke now until it becomes reality. So we'll see the progression of Mitch and the progression of this stream throughout the season. But thank you very much for tuning in to the first race of the season. We have 17 races lined up for you this season, and the final one may be sponsored by Nick and Mitch. So stay tuned for the entire season. And it's going to be a wonderful grand finale here in the Americas, Circuit of the Americas down in Austin, Texas. Again, the Nick and Mitch Grand Prix. Still nailing down the official name, but we'll get there. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribes, and thank you very much to those special subscribers who clicked join and became a YouTube member on the channel. Those folks enjoy some awesome perks and some exclusive, Mitch usually does this part of it. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna read some stuff from my brain. Thank you very much to executive producers, Coach 34. Oh boy, Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and Mama Bell, along with co-producers Killa Vapor, Captain Snowbeard, and Kirsten, and our fans and Fans Plus. Those folks contribute a little every month, and it helps make all of this happen. I believe Racer Ray's software was free, but if it wasn't, that donation, that payment came from.
We'll be donating anyways, so it'll go to that for sure.
And that money was given to us by our YouTube members. So thank you very much. If you feel like this stream adds value to your life, please consider becoming a YouTube member. You can hit join down below and hit subscribe if you haven't already done that. What are you doing? Not only do you join the channel, but you get an awesome notification in the middle of the stream if you do it in real time as well.
Next up, I'm going to ask him to do an overlay for Discord messages in the driver chat to pop up as the radio broadcast.
And have an AI speak them. Yeah, speech to text. Oh, I love it. Yeah. The sky is the limit. He's either going to love us or hate us. But Racer Ray, thanks for making season 13 one to remember. One race in, 16 more to go. We'll see ends for those 16 races minus Belgium in the coming weeks. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.